Good morning. Happy Stampin Thursday. I'm StampinDeDe, and I'm here with you this morning just to create and have a good time. And I'm so thankful to be able to do that. If you're watching this live, thank you so much for being there. And if you're watching the replay, I appreciate you so much. I'll also be putting this on YouTube, and I know a lot of you watch it on YouTube. So thank you for doing that. And if you would just subscribe to my channel, that would just be awesome. And comment, let me know that you're watching. And if you have any questions at all, don't hesitate to ask. So today we are doing a project that I'm actually going to be doing in an in-person class on Saturday. And this project is using the Country Flowers Stamps and Dies and the Country Woods Designer Series paper. So let me show you the project, and then I'll show you some samples of the paper. So this is the project that we're doing. It's framed. It's just an inexpensive frame from Dollar Tree. So $1.25 for the frame, and yet it's got a real distressed look, a real stained, distressed look, a wood look if you have it. And then we're going to create the inside of this from Country Flowers. Isn't that beautiful? I got this idea from a card that I saw, and I thought, you know what? I can put that in a frame. It is so pretty, I can put it in a frame. So that's what I did. So I'm going to set this aside, and I'm going to show you the pieces that we're going to use. Now, the project I'm doing today with you is just a little different paper, different flowers. On that one, I used this flower, and I used this pot and this stool. And then I also, well, I've got the dies, I think, out. I used some of the little dies, flower dies. So, and some of the leaves. So I used a lot from this set, the Country Flowers. And let me show you I think it's called Country Woods. Let me look. I want to be sure. Country Woods Designer Series paper. I would show you a picture in the catalog, but it's not in the catalog. It is one of your online exclusives. So if you've not gone online and looked at this set, you should do so. This paper, almost every piece, I think every piece, has a wood texture. So I used on this one, I'm not sure, I may not have, I used one with that pool party look. The paper is a distressed pool party colored wood, which is not one of these. It may be the other side, I'm not sure, but I've used most of my papers. But you can see you've got one with Night of Navy, you've got some beige, some gray, some with a little color. So lots of different woods. And then on the back, this one is really pretty. It's great to use on cards. I love this one. So you've still got other wood textures that you can choose from. So for the project that we're doing today, let me put this away. Let me find my paper. So for the project we're doing today, I chose a different wood. I chose this one. I thought it would look nice as well. I wanted one with a lighter background. So I chose this one. And your measurements for your inside piece is a 3 7/8 inch square. So that will fit perfectly inside this 4x4 frame. It will just fit perfectly. So 3 7/8 inch square. And then I've got my, let me get my other stuff. Then you're going to need white cardstock. And you need this for your stool, or for your flower bucket, the flower market bucket, for your flowers, and for your sentiment. So for my stool, I used a white. On this one, I used a white, or basic white, and I colored it in just to create that wood look. Today, I'm going to try this. I'm going to try to use this piece of wood for the stool. See how it does. That side, I could do some shading with that. But I think I want to do this one. I want the stool to stand out a little bit. So I think I'm going to do that. Then for the flowers, we're going to use boho blue and flirty flamingo for the flowers. And for the leaves, we're going to use shy shamrock. So those are the colors that we're going to use. You can pick any color you want to suit your decor. I'm going to bring in my mat. So the first thing I can do is I can go ahead and cut I use the die and cut my stool. Now, I could still do some shading on this if I wanted to. I'm not sure that it really needs it. I'm trying to decide which way I want my wood to go. I think I want it to go up and down. So I have a little piece of Post-it tape that I'm going to use to hold that in place. And run it through. Get that stool cut out. And I'll look at it then and see if I need to do any shading. Alright, my Post-it tape off. You know what I didn't do that I really should do, I think, is stamp it. So I'll go ahead and stamp it. The best thing to do, of course, would be to do that first, which I didn't do. So we're going to get the stool stamp, and I'm going to stamp it. There we go. Yeah, it looks more like a stool, doesn't it? Okay. Get my chamois opened up and clean my stamp. Set it aside. All right. You know, I think I may take a gray. This is dark smoky slate. Let me get the light smoky slate. And I may just do just a little bit of shading right there. Just right under the edge here. Right here. Right under the edge to give it just a little bit of depth. You could use the dark smoky slate and go even darker with it if you wanted to. And then maybe right along the inside here. There we go. Just to give it a little bit of depth. That works. All right, we're going to set that one aside. we're through with this die. Put it back in the container. Now we're going to work on the bucket that the flowers sit in. So, let me get my stamp, my bucket stamp. This is such a versatile bucket. You can use it in so many different ways. Oh, Deanna. Yeah, I'm going to get ink on me. You know that. But would it have to be black? Yes, of course. It would have to be black ink. But that's what makes the chamois so great. All right. I'm going to put my bucket right down here. And what we're going to do today with this bucket, and I'm also going to have them do it in the class with the bucket, is to make it look rusty. So the first thing I'm going to do is color it a light pool party. So we're just going to color it in a light pool party color. Okay. I'll tell you, the top is not going to show. We are going to color it, but I'm not going to make it rusty because the top is not going to show. And then I'm going to use my dark pool party and just get this little strip here. Now I'm going to go ahead and begin to add a little bit of a dimension, just a little bit of shading. The edges of the bucket would be in the shadow. So I'm just going to add a little depth there and a little along the bottom. And a little right under here. I'm not going to fool with the top because it's not going to show. And I could also, for more in-depth shading, I could come along and pull that in. Creating that area of light right in the middle of the bucket. Now I'm going to come in with my light crumb cake. And I'm going to create just a little bit more depth right here. You can see that makes it just a little bit darker. Begins to give it that distressed look. We want it to look distressed, rusted. We want it to look like an old bucket. And then if I really wanted to accent, I could come on with my dark crumb cake. Maybe right in the corners. And I would probably come back with my light crumb cake and just blend that in a little bit. Just a little bit. Take the edges away. Get it more of that rounded look. Okay. It's beginning to look rusty, isn't it? Let me put this down just a little bit and see if I can do that without creating a... I'm not sure I can. Hold on. I think I tightened it too much last night. Let me see if I can get it around. How about this? Now, okay, get rid of that. All right, now I'm going to come in with what's going to create the rust look. And you can use any orange to do that. So the rust, you know, doesn't necessarily have to be where the shading is. Your rust is going to be in different places. Probably along the edge, definitely. And then we want to come back with our, let's see, I'm going to do it with the pool party. The light pool party. And blend that rust in. Blend it in. Now, if you go on Pinterest, you're going to see lots of different ways to add distressing and rust to this bucket. Okay, I think I'm going to add a little more rust. Just a little more right in here. Right here. Make it a pretty rusty old bucket. Come in with my light pool party. Blend that in. All right, I think we've given it a rusty look. What do you think? With leaving the light area. All right, here we go. So the only thing we need to do now is stamp the flower market on it. So I get my black. Put my lid back on it so I don't get my arm in it. Put my flower market right there. There we go. Rusty old flower market bucket. So we've got that done. We've got our stool done. Yeah, I like the darker stool. I hope I like it. All right, now we're ready to cut our bucket out. I want to put it through my mini, so I'll just do right here. Get it lined up. It's over just a little bit so you can see. My tape on it, I'm ready to go. And we've got our bucket done. There we go. There's our bucket. I'm going to put my die back in here so I don't lose it. All right, next we're going to do our flowers. So I'm going to get my flower stamp. And I don't know if that's big enough. Yeah, it is. So get my flower stamp. Where's my ink? There it is. I moved it out of the way and then I couldn't find it. All right, my black memento ink. I've got two stamps on this block. My flowers on one side and my greenery on the other. So get my flowers stamped. There we go. I'll go ahead and get my greenery stamped. so I can color it too. All right. Green that. If you're watching live, I hope you'll comment and let me know. Sometimes I don't see the comments till the very end, and I'm not sure why that is. But, all right, I'm going to move the greenery aside, move my flower bucket aside, and you know, if you don't get it cut perfectly the same way on both sides, you can always come along and give it a trim, which I do often. Or you can use a blend and color it in. All right, now we're going to do our flowers in Boho Blue and Flirty Flamingo. I wanted something different. So I'll start with the light Boho Blue. Let me get over here. And I'm just going to come along and fill in. I don't know if there's blue roses or not, but you know what? I didn't care. I wanted mine to be blue. So that's what I did. Here's another rose right here. I mean, realistically, they could be yellow, they could be red, they could be pink, they could be peach. All right, now I'm going to come in with a little bit dark, with my dark Boho Blue, and I'm just going to add a little dark in here, just to give a little accent. There we go. Just a little bit of dark. And then I'm going to do the little bitty flowers in Flirty Flamingo. And that's the way I decided to add my little bit of other color. Well, I think that wasn't a... And you don't have to be exact with this. I don't worry about that. I don't worry about getting it exactly in the lines. Lots of little bitty, I don't know what they are, flowers. I think I got all of the little nope, there's one. And there's one. Now I'm going to come in with my Shy Shamrock. The light Shy Shamrock. And I'm going to color in the leaves. Just... because I'm going to come in with my dark Shy Shamrock and do a little bit of accenting. Just a little contrast in color makes such a difference. Let me see if I got all my leaves. This one, there's a leaf there. But I don't know if that's a leaf. I'm going to color that in as a leaf. All right, I think everything else is background white. All right, now I'm going to come in with my dark Shy Shamrock. And I'm just going to add just a slight bit of, sort of like a vein. It doesn't have a vein. But, and maybe darken a couple of the little bitty leaves. There's only two. Oh, and that, I was going to... I'll darken that whole leaf. That wasn't a flower. It was a leaf. All right, there we've got our flowers. That's a different look, isn't it? And I want to cut these out. So I bring my mini back in. And we're going to cut this. Tape. Get it on and run it through. Got our flowers. It's coming together, isn't it? Put my flower die away. And now for my greenery. And I'm also going to do it with the Shy Shamrock, but I'm going to add just a touch of soft sea foam. And I'll show you why in a minute. All right. Well, this is my light. Oh, this is my light Shy Shamrock. And I'm not going to color all the way to the end. You know, this is a different plant than these leaves, so I wanted the colors to coordinate, but I didn't want it to be exactly the same. So I'm just coloring out the leaf a little bit. I'll come back with my dark Shy Shamrock and put the veins in. And then we're going to blend the colors out with the soft sea foam. There's any number of ways that you can do this. And I just tried to pull in the colors I already had, but make it look a little different. All right, there we go. I'll come in with my dark and add the veins. And I'm going to give it a little bit of depth down here at the bottom. Just a little bit. Right down at the very bottom. And as it dries, it blends in. I could come back with my light and blend it up a little bit. I could do that. And the soft sea foam is going to blend it up too. There. All right. And now for our soft sea foam. I'm just going to take it. I'm blending it up. There we go. It's going to give it a different look from the leaves there. Blending it out. Blending it out. There we go. See how it looks different, doesn't it? It's got the same color base, but it looks different. And it looks like the light is shining down on it. So now we're going to cut this out. I'm going to go this way. Mini, and let's see, whoops, I think it goes this way. You have to figure it out, like a puzzle, figure these dies out. Get it nice and lined up, so I don't have too much white showing anywhere. And send it through. Okay. comes our greenery. Get my tape off. There we have it. All right. Now all we have left to die cut are our little flowers. So I have, let me see. I have boho blue, and I want flowers in boho blue. I want flowers in boho blue and flirty flamingo. And you know what? I can cut these at the same time. Here we go. Boho blue and flirty flamingo. All right, put that through. Blue. Grab my take a pick tool so I can get these out. I'll put my die right there. Flirty flamingo. Put my die right there. Now we have our leaves. And I'm going to do that in Shy Shamrock. A little leaf die. I don't need many leaves, so I'm not going to worry about it. There's actually 2 of these dies, so you can do a little bundle of leaves, but I don't need that. I just need a few. All right, we are through die cutting. There's one of our leaves. Here and the bundle. Okay. Now, the only thing we still need is our sentiment, and I believe that I went ahead and used one that I'd already stamped. God is good. And all I'm going to do for the sentiment is banner the end. You snip to the middle, and then from each corner into the middle. All right, we are ready to assemble this card front. Now, what I want to do, well, let me do this part first. I'll go ahead and put the stool on. Now, you need to decide, do I want my wood going up and down, or do I want it going side to side? I don't know. I think side to side. I think I like that. So, I'm going to get my glue. And my stool is going to go straight down. It's going to go right on the paper. Sorry, I've got a frog in my throat today. Allergies. I deal with allergies all the time. All right, we've got that, and now we need our bucket. Our flowers are going to be popped up. So I'm going to let me look at this. Make sure I've got it down enough. Yeah. I'm going to move the stool, if I can. Hopefully I caught it soon enough. Move it down just a tad. Yeah. There we go. Just a tad. All right, we're going to put our bucket in. bucket right there. And now these flowers are going to go on with dimensionals. And while ordinarily you might have them up and down that way, we want them to fit in our frame. So we're going to, and what you probably will have to do is pull a little piece of it out. So I'm not going to put the dimensional right up to the top. So we're going to pull that over the frame just a tiny bit. And I think I'll need to leave room right here for this. I'm going to have to put it under more than I thought. Yeah, leave it under a little more. Should put that one down first. Didn't know I would have to. There we go. But you want your flower market to show. You can trim this off. All right, I think we're good. Like I said, you want your flower market to show. All right. Now we've got our flowers on, and I am going to just trim this one off right here. But I'm going to leave that one because we can pull it out of the frame. Actually, we can trim it and never know that it's not there. It's just a little stem that's sticking up there. All right. And then we're going to, let's put our flowers down. So they're just kind of scattered around here at the bottom. All right. And some of them we're going to put down. I think we'll put this one down without a dimensional. Just a dot of glue. And put it down. And maybe this little one. A little flirty flamingo. Put it down without a dimensional. And we're going to put the mini dimensionals. One on the back of this. And one on the back of this one. And I think I'll just put this one down. And put it right there. And now we have a few leaves that we can tuck under. I'll put the double leaf at the bottom. Put that at the bottom. Maybe put a leaf right there. some glue. And maybe the other one right up there, or maybe right there. Or maybe right there. Anywhere you want to put it is going to work, you know? It's going to work. All right, did I get the glue off? There we go. So we've created our scene. The last thing we're going to do is add enamel accents to the center of the flowers, but we're going to do that after we put it in the frame. So now this is ready to go on here. You just decide where you want to put it, and I'll put a dimensional, and I'm going to move it away from the edge so that it will not be under the edge of the frame. I'll put a dimensional there. I think I'll put it right there. Move it away from the edge. That should be enough. And I'll wait to glue that down until I get it in the frame. All right, now we're ready for our frame. So it's just a 4x4 Dollar Tree frame. You can go with whatever frame you want. But this is for my class. And I actually did one for me first, and I loved it. And so then I did one as a gift. And then I decided, you know what? I'm going to do this for the class. I'm going to take the glass off. I'm going to put this on right here. Look how perfectly it fits. All right. So I'm going to use a little bit of adhesive. Not much, but I'm going to use a little bit. You wouldn't have to. I'm not sure I did use adhesive for that one. You wouldn't have to, in case you want to change it out, maybe. But I want it to stay put. Now, here's where you might want to take your, I would probably take a pick tool and pull that up just a little bit. And maybe the foot of the stool. It's the only place that it really overlaps, but it gives it some dimension. This one, I had to pull the flower up and the leaves down here a little bit. It gives it just a little bit of dimension. All right, we're ready to put that in. We're going to add the very last little piece. Isn't that awesome? And now we're going to add our enamel accents to the center of these flowers. Just gives it a little bit of a pearl look. That's it. That is it. There we go. There we have it. What do you think? Is that something you would do? Something you would use? I would give this as a gift. Now, I can see that it's a little bit loose, so I'm going to tighten it up just a little bit. That's because you don't have the glass in there. But you know what? You're just going to have it sitting out anyway. Yeah, move that. All right, there we go. There we have it. I hope you enjoyed that. I hope I've encouraged you to make one. I was looking online to see if well, go back to my Facebook page. Hold on a minute. All right, that's it. Here is your framed piece of art. I hope you'll go do it, make it, get this awesome stamp set. If you don't have a demonstrator that helps you place orders, gives you ideas on ways to use your products, I would love to help you with that. So let me know. You can email me, you can comment me, you can PM me, and I will be putting this on YouTube, and I will also put it on my blog, and you'll find my blog right on this website, StampinDeDespot.blogspot.com. And my email is on there as well. I would love to help you out. Thank you for watching. I appreciate you so much. Have a great 4th of July. Although I will be on the 3rd of July with Dying to Know. So be watching for that. Tuesday night, or the 2nd of July. Tuesday night, July 2nd, for Dying to Know. God bless. Have a great week.